Kate, how are you? Kate, it's Pat. It's Pat. How are you?
I'm here on line 9.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, Kate, it's Pat, and that's Andrew. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very good. By the way, I have to tell you, Kate Pierson has a new album out. We'll get to it, Guitars and Microphones. And she and I have a couple things in common. One is that I actually own a Farfisa plastic pig organ.
All right.
Right? I actually own one of those. And they call them plastic pigs because outside of B-52s and who was it? Question mark in the
Mysterian.
Yeah, they used it on 96 Tears, and I used it in my band, which, by the way, Don was his 10th favorite band in the world.
Oh my God!
But I actually still have a Farfisa organ. They call them the plastic pig because they were plastic and they were worth nothing. But
right, we can do all that on Pro Tools now, unfortunately.
yeah, but we
I
don't.
remember when we first started the band, the B-52s, we were searching for a Farfisa deliberately, and we went to all these stores in Atlanta, and they like, we got we have B3s, and we don't have any Farfisas. But
Right.
we did find one, and I still have it.
That's cool.
Is that on Rock Lobster, right? Is that the song was on?
Yeah, it's on Planet Claire, on Rock Lobster.
Yeah.
I played all the keyboard and bass parts on that Farfisa because it had a split keyboard. I don't know if yours has like a bass, it has a split keyboard, so it has a bass and regular keyboard on that one.
I have the singular keyboard, and it just has a unique sound. Enough about that. Let's talk about you.
We'll just have a whole.
By the way,
talk about that.
throw down the roses, which is on her new album, Guitars and Microphones. And I don't lie. Do I lie, Andrew?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, you're a liar.
Everybody lies. They say that people lie. Actually, it's an interesting statistic. They say people lie about 30 to 40 times a day just to get by.
Okay,
Like
well, I'm
in your
not lying
average day.
here.
So, okay.
We're not lying now.
But
And 82% of all statistics are false.
throw down the roses, which is I don't know, it's cut one. I don't know which cut it is, but
It is one, yeah.
Yeah, it's that's me, man. I mean, that's my theme song.
All right.
I don't need a wristband to tell to let people know who I am, and I don't want to be offended. I mean that and you've managed, and don't listen to this carefully. You've managed to combine your gorgeous voice and rock texture with the current pop culture, like a Katy Perry. And I don't mean to put you in that thing, but you've been able to put that current pop culture noise sound into your songs, and it's great. I mean, the choruses, you jump up and down.
Well, that's really good. I mean, I think a lot of that is a combination of me and Sia, and Sia's the pop diva, and I'm, more sort of old school, I guess, in the B-52s. I think the combination of my voice and I had a lot of lyrics and ideas for the song because it was my record, but when I collaborated with Sia, she has a pop sensibility too, and I do too. I think a lot of the B-52 stuff has a pop sensibility in the sense that we have choruses that kind of kick.
Yeah, they do kick, and it reminded me of some of these Katy Perry, who I love, by the way.
I do too.
But I don't want. I mean, you just had a great jumping chorus.
I got one music question before we jump into the alcohol and drug stuff with Kate.
Okay.
Okay, it's just because I'm a fan. But when you guys came out, did you guys think of yourselves as like punk rock, or did you already see yourself as part of the new wave movement?
Well, the whole new wave thing was something they made up, and we're like, what's new wave? Because we were totally onto when we started in Athens, Georgia, there was no scene there. We just did the B-52s for our own amusement and just to have fun and, kind of crash parties, and we were friends before, and then we jammed one night, had a flaming volcano, because it was fueled by alcohol in a way, our
Right.
flaming volcano, and we had a jam session. But I think, we were Patti Smith fans and Blondie and Sex Pistols and everything that had the Talking Heads, but we weren't really in that kind of first wave. So I guess we were new wave, but the whole idea of that was sort of like made up by record
Well,
companies.
I just have to say that when I first heard your first album, I was in I think 7th grade, but it blew my mind. It was definitely a groundbreaking album for me.
This album here, Guitars and Microphones, is ridiculous. I mean, it's great. And usually I don't like it when people. I really don't. When people try to come back, and there's been about 4 people who've been able to do it on their own. Justin Timberlake was pretty successful.
Yeah.
Right.
And this thing, if you haven't heard it, buy it. You can get it elsewhere. I'm not going to tell you where, but go out and buy it. Bottoms Up, what's that about?
Well, that is a song about addiction, and I had those lyrics, and Sia, it's no secret that she's, recovered, and she's, been through a lot of hell, you know,
Right.
with addiction. And so that's a theme of hers, you know, 1, 2, 3, drink, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
drink. And you know, I had these lyrics, bottoms up with the top down, and your addiction to fiction and friction. And so we collaborated on those lyrics, and it really is the whole song is about addiction, and it was also written with Nick Valenci of the Strokes. So it has this real upbeat feel, and it's funny because I was singing it, you know, it's na 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 na, and you know, it's all about addiction, but it has a very upbeat feel.
Well, I mean,
And
it's like
it is a lifeline kind of song.
yeah. I mean, Amy Winehouse did that with Rehab, and you know, when I was in rehab, they used, to,
Rehab.
they used to play that when we walked in every day, and it was upbeat, but you know, it made us feel good. You've been around. You live a very healthy life right now, right? You're very conscious of it.
Yes, yeah.
But you've been around this for years, and one of the reasons God, I can't get that one song out of my head. Thanks a lot. What was the other line in there? I don't need a microphone to say I'm better. No, what's the line?
I don't need a microphone to tell you I'm better off on my own.
Right, I like that one too. That's such an egomaniacal song for me. I love it. Just sing it out loud. But you've been around addiction. I believe your partner had some. We don't call them problems.
Well, she's a recovered alcoholic.
Right.
Yes.
So we've all. By the way, we all
Recovering.
are. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're recovering, but if she's recovered, we'd like to know the answer. If she's recovered, she's our lead guest next week. But recovering. But you've been around the music business, and so have I forever, and you've seen this. Is it hard when you look at the landscape of the music business? How hard is it for people? And you're not going to name all the names to come back and know that they're still creative. And we talk about that a lot on the show.
To
get recovered. Like Joe Walsh, for example, thought, and I'm not outing him, but he thought that he could never perform on stage again. You know?
Oh yeah, it's such a crutch, and you know, people feel reborn, and the real creativity starts, I think, when people get sober. And many my friends who are sober, you know, their life started then, really. So you know, it's been kind of a miraculous thing. And I'm a great codependent, so I've been around it all the time. But I've just like, you know, feeding the elephant in the room or something, I'm just like always tiptoeing around, you know. My mother didn't tell me till she was on her deathbed, basically, that her father was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So I never knew, and I said to her, why didn't you go live with your father after your mother died? And she finally told me he was a big drunk. So it was such a secret. It was such a, so I guess, you know, I had that deep down in my psyche, you know, that was a secret.
Yeah. Andrew, is that, I think a lot of people who are adopted, you're not, but
No.
but you know,
Neither am I that I know of.
But I mean, I think a lot of people don't know their family trees, and then all of a sudden,
Well, a lot of people
bam,
don't
it
know
hits them.
about mental health or addiction. I think it's
Right.
getting better now, but you know, there's a lot of shame based in it in the past, and you know, so people didn't pass it on. And a lot of second generation addicts will sometimes be like teetotalers, like their parents will be alcoholics, and so you know, some will decide never to use, and then there's no knowledge about it, and it skips a generation. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're born with this genetic predisposition to addiction. All of a sudden, it catches you, and you're not prepared at all because you didn't see your great grandfather or your grandfather,
Right.
you know, who was a total alcoholic. So it's a tough deal, you know. And until we're enlightened enough as a culture where we can, and as people and as society and as families, and we can talk openly about mental health issues and addiction problems at the dinner table, or over your iPhone or whatever it takes these days.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to get past all that stigma, and we're not going to learn the knowledge as a group of a society that will help people recover.
How much did the B-52s play? Are you guys going to play again? I know you're doing a lot of dates.
Well,
on
the
your own.
B-52s are, we've been playing just a few dates. In
Right.
fact, we played in the New York area, and we're going to play in Florida at the end of this month. So we're doing like 3 shows every month or every other month. So we're really slowing down. Cindy's uncle is ill, so she's taking care of him. And so, you know, we've just really basically slowed down our touring. We're taking a break. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to do some live shows. I just played the City Winery last couple of days ago, and it was great. It really went down well. So Debbie Harry came. We did do Rome, and Debbie Harry came up and
Nice.
sang Rome with me, so that was a thrill.
Are you coming west at all or no?
I would like to. I definitely want to do more live shows because it was such a thrill to bring these songs, into a live setting. It was just amazing.
You're going to be on Seth Meyers for a week too, right? Or
yes,
sometime.
I'm going to be with Fred Armisen. I'm so thrilled.
So if you come to L.A., I don't, as the song says, I don't need a wristband. So you'll.
Can I stop by?
I'll stop by. And listen, we love your passion for music. We love your passion about being codependent and helping other people. And we wanted to have you on for a couple of weeks. We finally got you, and you'll come back, right?
Absolutely, I would love to. You
All
know,
right.
I would talk about this subject for a long time because it's very important to me.
Guitars and microphones. I love
Woo!
it. I love you, Kate Pierson. Thanks for joining us, all right?
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
There,
All
she,
right.
there she goes.